It's coming from Switzerland, and I think it's also interested how he get in touch with us, and because he was going with the train and met the person, and he told him about Brian Oldriff's work, Foundation for Farming, and then he get in touch with Gerhard Wies, and now he's here, and he will speak about how to grow, make a garden in the Alpine area. Christian, the floor is yours.
Thank you. It is a great honor to be here, because now I see all my all my people. I reading books from Wolfgang Palme, and I watching YouTube videos from Alfred Grant, and now I'm here with you, and it's a great honor for me. Yeah, this is my my novel ground. Adelboden means novel ground, and it's 1,350 meters above sea level. And I work there as a Salvation Army officer. It means I'm a pastor there, and I made an apprenticeship as a farmer. I'm a real farmer. I worked several years as a farmer in different farms, and then I changed. I say I changed from cows to sheeps. But the sheep have only 2 feet, genau. Yeah. We are now living in a parsonage of the Protestant church. As the house from the pastor, from the Protestant church, we could occupy as a family since about 2 years. And there is a garden as well, and this is for me really a gift that I can have a garden now, a real garden, and I make some experiments. And I had to laugh a little bit. We have in the basement of this house is the archive from the village, and there is an association. They make every 3 months, I think, they make a publication. It's called Adelbodner Heimatbrief. It's the home letter from the village, and there is some news that they found out in the archive. Also for them, we call them homesick Adelbodners. They like to have news from their village. And there is was an article inside about the parsonage garden. Parsonage garden about 1790. 1790. This was the old house, but it was not in 1790. It was always the third building. And then I didn't find an older picture. But it's still on the same place where I live now. And it was really laughing because there was written what they growed for food, for plants in this garden. And you can see this the list of the plants they growed. And I thought a little bit about this list. There are really special things on it. I like asperge. I didn't accept that they make on this altitude these crops. Or there are also a lot of flowers mentioned it. And I was thinking about it. What does it mean to me? And on one hand, I was surprised about the diversity on the list, and also the large numbers of flowers maintained. On However, there are also vegetables that I grow now and I would accept on this list, and they are not on this list. And for me, it's two things I took out of this list. First of all, sometimes people say it doesn't work, and this we heard already yesterday. It doesn't work. And for my experience, I do it anyway. I try to do it. And sometimes it works, and I make only for 1 or 2 years to show that it works, and then I stop again, and I can say it works in this altitude. And it's also, yeah, why no trying another crop? And then the other thing is to see the garden more broadly. This is also what we heard yesterday, to bring also together science and society to meet people. It's not only the garden, it's not only growing food, it's not only nutrition for me, but also I see it more broadly. And also here the flowers, it was also written, they had bees. And so the flowers, it's not only for fun or for nice, it's also for food. Also to see the garden more broadly. I would show you a little bit of the climate dates of Adelboden. This is now the actual house. We live in here, and the garden is just here behind. But it used to be, this is, it's called the Pfrundmatte. And Pfrundmatte means it's really, it was belonging to the church, and it was much more land in early days, of course. And so the pastor had much more land to grow food, and now there are buildings. Maybe they pay now church taxes, and it's more interesting than growing food. But yeah, still remains this little garden. And it's not the whole garden belongs to me. This, I say, the nice part, it belongs to the other person. The nice and tiny and cleaned part is not the mine. Genau. Climate data, you see, we have also in a dry year we have a lot of rainfall. Water is not a problem yet, but maybe you see it's a little bit drier. We have not more than 2,500 millimeters, but it's still a lot of rain. And in this year, my mother-in-law visited us in summertime, and she said, "It's unbelievable. It's just green. It's just green." And in my land and in my village, everything is dry, and it's just if we have a dry year, then it is a good year, because it's making high and everything is much easier. And then you see, this is our famous Wildstrubel with the glacier on it. And if you had to climb to the top, here is the top, you go over the ice, and then you have to go down to the top. And now you can see, here is the ice, and then you have to climb up to the top. It's much less ice. And also normally you climbed up here, and this way is closed because it's too dangerous, because of the permafrost is melting. And so this is the climate change we see. And you can also see the temperature, as the red one is, you are familiar with such graphics. The red one is too hot, and the blue one is colder than the average. Yeah, then we go in my garden. In this time is February, and you see we have still snow. We are lucky, that's the white gold, because we need to prepare a nice race for the Austrian ski race so that they can win the Königsbergli World Cup. So we need the snow, and also it's better the Germans win. The Austrians, they have their own slopes. But if the Germans win, they remember, we could go to holidays to Switzerland. So we say the best thing they can do is a German wins. But you see, there is still snow, and there's no way to make any garden on this time. You said about small scale, and this is really small scale. And I'm, for me, so proud if I see a YouTube video. Yeah, I made a greenhouse for $100 or something. This greenhouse is, I think, is also about $100. I could make a YouTube video. It's very, very cheap. It's all recycled material, just to buy the windows, the glasses, and we can make with very little money a lot. So I start in the living room with the tomatoes, and I say every year you have a half a year from seeding the tomatoes until you eat the first tomato. And they say such a work, and such giving water that they don't die and anything, but if I eat the first tomato, it's such tasty, and I say it was worth to do it, the whole work. What I'm doing in the greenhouse in this time, I planted the salad, and the stones is remaining to store the heat. For me, I asked yesterday Franz Binder, do you have animals? No animals. And then I said the humus horizon, 1 meter. And then I said, yes, I can believe you don't have animals because you have such humus. But in my thing, in my garden, and also in the area, if we have such humus, this is normal, but sometimes it's maybe 20 centimeters, and then comes the rock. And they really have, it's also interesting to talk with the farmers, how they manage, how they, also in early days, today we say, we make it like the liquid to bring it out, but really to build, they say, build manure. They're not bringing out, they build manure. And I said, why you say building manure? Okay, really to have a management to bring the manure on the pastures to grow the humus horizon. It's really interesting, and you can see it, but it's another team. So I have rabbits for the manure. And I know not buying any straw. I use the high from low intensive grass to making high, and also to produce the manure before they, of course, get meat for the. Yes, it's all the time. Yeah, I have my garden fence is really a meeting point. And then I'm going out in the garden and I'm working a little bit, and then people stop and say, you have such big rabbits. Oh, they are so nice. What are you doing with them? And I say, yes, someday they will go into the fridge. And no, it's not true. And they say, come in, see, and then I can explain them, bringing together society and science and producing, and I think this is very, very important. So on the one hand, with the manure I make compost. On the other hand, I use the manure directly, because I have such a big amount of planting material still in it. I cannot use it directly as a mulch crop. Here you see it a little bit. This is was in the spring. I tried to warm it up the ground, and then inspired by Wolfgang, I had the winter cauliflower, and you see he's quite big, and I could harvest a lot of things. Then the potatoes, I just put them on the ground, and then with the racket I make the mulch. You see it here. And then if the potatoes are growing, then I put the mulch together again, and I put in between, in the gaps, new mulch, and so I grow the potatoes. So the tomatoes are growing, also the potatoes, and you see here the rabbits. They are also for the lawn. I have no machinery to cutting the lawn. I use the rabbits. Genau. Cauliflower in beginning of June. And then I have a disadvantage of mulch cultivating. It's really the fight with slugs and snails. It's a constant challenge. Here I have a Swiss char, I think it's called. And then we can harvest the potatoes. Here I have really made half of the garden with potatoes. This year I had less potatoes, that I could more experiment with other plants. And what's really fascinating about the mulch method, I think you could say it as well, is really, if we harvest the potatoes, there is still only a thin mulch layer, and all the rest is already becoming to earth, to humus. On one hand, the potatoes are my favorite, but also the tomatoes. And I had made one in South Tyrol. I made vacations, and there I bought seeds of Marmont. It's really an early tomato plant, and I use all the years the same seeds. Also, I use the seeds from the own plants, and this also for me. We talked yesterday evening about this, to make farmers also independent, that they can grow their own seeds, that they are not dependent from a business company. Now, 1 year I have this tree onion, and it's very good plant. Tree onion, they are, I have to read. there are there's not by seeds. They have already the, how do you call it? Genau, that was the word. The lebendgebärende Zwiebeln. They just the new onion comes, and then it goes down like you see here, and then the new plant grows, and it's very, very fascinating. For our altitude, I have fresh onion the whole years. I can leave them in the garden, and I can go also in the winter time, dig them out, and have fresh onions. Yeah, here is from this year the beans, the pole beans. I first planted in little pots bush beans, and then I planted them out, and then the snails ate everything. It was in one night the whole future was destroyed, and then I had also from Christmas, the sister-in-law gave me some seeds, and then I tried with them, and it's really, really, really fascinating. I made a lot of beans only in this short row. Then I covered this with this snail protection collars first to let them a little bit grow, and it was really also a good experiment. And I also said this year, this is my photovoltaic wall. So it's really, when the sun comes in, the green leaves were shining, and as said here, I can produce good air and nice fruits. This, maybe you know it. These colors are really a good system, also for my region. And you can put a cover on it, and it is like a little greenhouse. And the covers are just flat, and so I tried to find something that is a little bit higher, that I can cover it longer. And I saw it in the sweet boxes from the kids, the plastic sweet boxes. They have the same diameter, and so I say to the youth group, eat a lot of sweets, and so I have more covers for my colors. Sometimes something unhealthy can be used for a good reason. This is the wall again. And then I'm starting already for the winter. I planted lectures and also again the cauliflowers. This you can see inside. Until Christmas or later, we have nice salad out of the own garden, and I'm really trying to put it further, to have longer what you said. Yeah, thank you for your attention, and I hope you have now a little bit picture what it means to make gardening about 2,350 meters above sea level. Thank you very much.
Christian Dummermuth, thank you very much. This was really a great input, coming down on another scale. Please stay. Are there any questions? Please, Sarah.
Thank you very much, Christian. I was just thinking that because you live in a community and you're trying to bring the science and the people, the society together. So when you're growing those vegetables, is there a chance that you either sell the excess to the community, or are they also learning from you so that there's a multiplier effect of this great experience that you shared with us?
Yeah, there are several things. Like we work as a Salvation Army, we say it's just not only to preach to people. We really want to see the people as a whole person with needs, and so we have it's really the village has the problem from emigration. I had it in my note, but I didn't say it. We really have a lot of people, they emigrate from our village, and also they have to come to school from farms, and then we make, as a Salvation Army, we have a table, and we make a meal, and on Monday it's just they stay over lunch in the Salvation Army home, and then on Tuesday they come in my private home, and we cook them there, and also they can enjoy our nice food. This is one thing. The other thing is we had an area, there was a hotel, and it's burned down many years ago, and now they made a community area, and they put it some Hochbeete, raised bed, yes, raised bed, and they made herbs inside, and I'm looking after these herbs for the community as a volunteer work. And also there you have all the time with tourists, you can talk, and you, what this kind of herb, you need. After lunch you should take a little bit from this, and it's very good for the stomach, and it's very interesting for me. And the third thing is really what you said is really was really inspiring for me, because they say, okay, we make an apprenticeship as a builder, as a sharpenter, and then we can run the farm anyway. And I say, no, stop. You have to be proud to be a farmer. This is a profession. It's not only to bring the cows to the pastures and taking the milk and growing calves. You have to be proud. Be proud. If you like it, do this farm work. And I also heard it yesterday. It's also because of the Unterstützungszahlungen und the Fördergelder und the Direktzahlungen, wie we call it in Switzerland. I think it's not a good system. As more land you have, you receive more money just for I say it's for nothing, or you build a high stock in the pastures out. It's a landscape Landschaftsqualitätsbeitrag called in Switzerland, and they say it's never used to be the high stock out in the field. It has to be 2.5 meters, and then they put like a grass out that it becomes 2.5 meters. It looks so stupid. And my dad, he's becoming dementia now, and he's a really old style farmer. And I'm crossing by him, and I said, "What's this, Christian?" And I say, "I think it should be a high stock." And he said, "Triste is this called." And then he said, I don't know what it is, but it's really not a triste. That is something that they just can earn money. And I think, in my opinion, we should really give the product a value. And I have also a farmer. He said he wants to sell the milk to the factory. He don't want to grow calves. They a lot grow calves with the milk. And I say, don't buy it to the factory in the city of Bern. Then it comes together with all the milks from the area, from the plains. we have mountain milk. We need to have the value of this product here in the valley. We need to produce a good cheese, and we can sell it for a good price, not to buy it for 50 cents the milk to the factory. I think you are familiar with the problems. But that's my work. Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Christian, thank you very much. And coming from Switzerland to our conference. It was a great impact to us.